Hey up YouTube, Ryan Paul Troy, the Yorkshire filmmaker here, and I'm going to be going on a back to basics for the next few weeks, giving you some tips, tricks and skills on things such as camera angles, mise-en-scène, diegetic and non-diegetic sound, and so much more. And this week I'm going to be talking about camera angles. Before all that, roll those titles. Boom! Yes, so as I said, we're going to be talking about camera angles today. So I'm going to be breaking these up into several sections, telling you a little bit about each one and why you will use these in everyday filmmaking. Now, on a daily basis, when I'm out filming, mainly I will use close-ups, extreme close-ups, and cutaways. Now, I'll explain a little bit about those as I'll go on. So let's just start off at the top, aerial shot. So an aerial shot, it's all in the name basically. It's filmed from the air and it's often used to establish a location. So for example, I'm just trying to think of The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music has that opening shot that's done, will have been done in the time that came out. Probably a helicopter that had a camera built onto it. You'd have someone that would fly in the helicopter, then someone filming it to, get a nice angle. Nowadays, we have amazing technology such as drones that you can literally have in your back pocket, lift it up and let it fly off into the air, get some amazing footage and get an aerial shot that way. There's quite a lot of aerial shots being used nowadays, mainly because of the technology that we can use. The second shot is the establishing shot. Now again, it's in the name. It's to establish a scene. So for example, Mission Statement, one of my old films I made, we had an establishing shot of a building, which essentially then became the police building. So it showed the shot of the building outside, then it sort of closes in on the inside, which is saying you think, right, so this next scene's happening within this building. Then you've got the one shot that every filmmaker needs to know, and you probably use it on a daily basis. I'm sort of using it in this sort of instance now. It's a close-up shot. Now, a close-up shot is basically as it says, and it's probably the most crucial and important shot that any filmmaker needs to know how to do, because it shows only like the actor's face. So, for example, in facial expressions, and it sort of gives a sort of narrative to the story. So if you've got a character and he's a bit shady, you can see it in his acting. You can tell because he's got a close-up shot. But then you can use a medium shot to sort of show that someone else might not have as much power. You can use camera angles to tell your story, and that's why cinematographers are good at what they do. The next one is the extreme close-up. Which basically is used to dramatise something. So for example, you want to get a shot up of someone's eyes. You can dramatise an action like that. So one of the main things is the good, the bad, the ugly. You get the shots of the eyes, and they're doing the Mexican standoff. You can sort of see where each person's looking. You can tell what's going on. You can get a close-up of someone's eyes and slowly move down to the mouth, to see them do a smile or a grin or a snarl or anything. So it shows little details that you want them to look at, so you can get really nice shots from that. You've also got medium shot. Now a medium shot is also referred to as sort of a semi-close-up shot. It could also be classed as a mid shot. It's generally shots from the actor's waist up. It can also show that, so if you use a close-up on one character and a medium shot on another character, you can sort of get a grasp of who's in control in this scene. Then you've got your dolly shot, or your dolly zoom. Now the dolly zoom is a shot that tracks forward from the actor whilst simultaneously zooming out, or vice versa. So it gives the feeling that the foreground and the background are moving in some sort of weird section. One of the main shots, and the person that actually created or invented this shot was Alfred Hitchcock. for Vertigo, and with a shot of the stairs, and you see the stairs sort of come up, and yeah, it's just absolutely fascinating shot. And it's being used in so many other things nowadays. Jaws has it, where he's sat there and he's got the fag in his mouth and glasses, and it sort of does the zoom. It's one of the most iconic versions of this shot. So yeah, check that out. You can find examples of them online easily enough. If you're wanting to experiment with it, go ahead, experiment. And so over the shoulder shot, so this is where the camera's positioned behind the subject's shoulder, so you can use it whilst filming conversation with two actors, but you can see where your eyes are drawn to. So for example, if you've got a shot and you want just the actor to be in focus, you put the other actor blocking so it's over the shoulder, get a nice view, so it means you've just got the face of the character that you're looking at. You're not going to get distracted by anything in the background or anything like that. Plus it also means that you can see any slight reactions from the actor that's doing the over shoulder, because you can do it in a way that you can use your f-stop to make them a little bit more blurry, or you can make them sharper and see, but we'll talk a bit more about that on next week's episode when we talk about f-stop. But yeah, you can sort of get a sharpness so you can see the character in focus or not, which means you can get a really nice sort of angles from it. Over the shoulder shot can also be used so you can have actors have stand-ins and stuff like that. So if you're wanting to, you don't have to have the original actor there, you can work around it so it looks better. Or you can use it to your advantage. So one shot could be a close-up shot, and you can see the full character. Then another shot could be an over-the-shoulder shot of the other character. That way you can sort of show that one person's sort of like enclosed into a certain area, whereas the other person's a bit more free. So you can, again, use these camera angles to tell a story. Now you got the low angle shot. And a low angle shot shoots up at a character, making them look bigger and filling the frame a bit more. This is used quite a lot for villains. So villains always look a bit bigger than their counterparts. So for example, King Kong. You're always looking up at King Kong. Again, you've got the high angle shot, which you take from a high angle, making someone look smaller. So for example, again, I'll use King Kong. Whenever King Kong's looking at characters or you're always looking down on those characters, because you always feel that you're bigger than them, that they're the ones that you should be a weaker character. Now you can do things where you've got a high character where someone might be not in control of the situation, then slowly pan down to give them the low shot to show that they have literally just taken control of something in that scene. You can use those low and high angle shots to create story within your camera movements, camera angles. You've also got the 2-shot, 3-shot, 4-shot, 5-shot. Basically, as it is, you have 2-shot is 2 people in the scene, 3-shot, 3 people in the scene, 4-shot, 4 people, so on and so forth. So, for example, if you're sat and you're wanting someone to be sat at a dinner table and they're both talking to each other, but you want them to be on a level ground with each other, keep them both in the same frame at the same time, you can use this quite nicely in sort of different angles. And then you've got the wide or long shot, which essentially is a full scene of people. So this is used quite a lot. To sort of show a character in his surroundings. And then you've got the master shot, which is often used with the establishing shot. So for example, you'll have the establishing shot of a building, then you'll have the master shot of the room that's inside this building, then you have the close-up. So you use these shots. So essentially every shot can be used. You've also got loads of other shots. These are just the basic ones. You've also got whip pan shots, which are used quite a lot by Wes Anderson. So this is where you've got a character, and then it'll just whip to another character, then it'll whip to another character, then it'll whip to another character, and it's really nicely done. You could take extreme close-ups and close-up shots, turn them into a bit more exciting, using sound to work with them, which we'll speak about in another episode, but we've got diegetic and non-diegetic sound. So one of the best uses of this is Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright uses close-ups, and hot fuzz is probably the best one for this. You have a quick shot of the signal, a quick shot of this, a quick shot of that, and you've sort of got a montage inside of it all, which again is another sort of, we'll look at that a little bit later on when we do editing techniques, but montage is one of those really good Edgar Wright things that you can look at. So yeah, there's a general example of quite a few shots. So you can use an aerial shot, establishing shot, a close-up shot, all is the same. You can use them in different sort of techniques, but yeah, they're just a few. So, you know, do some research, find out some more ways that you could look into these different shots, and I hope you have fun experimenting. But that's all I've got time for today. This video's probably gone on forever. But thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, share if you can, and also hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of the future episodes. I'll be back next week when I will hopefully be talking about aperture, ISO, and f-stop.